School Choice Week, Wowoland, and Indiana is actually being recognized as one of the national leaders when it comes to education options for families. According to the American Legislative Exchange Council, or ALEC, Indiana ranks 6th in the nation in its index of state education freedom. And they look at things like charter schools, private schools, homeschooling, virtual options, open enrollment, so on and so forth. So to help break down exactly what this ranking means for parents here in the Hoosier State and where there is still, some room to grow, we're joined live by Andrew Handel, director of ALEC's Education and Workforce Development Task Force. Andrew, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on. Great to be here.
Yeah, I'm really passionate about this topic. So, for parents right now hearing National School Choice Week everywhere, in plain English, what does school choice actually mean here in Indiana?
Yeah, so school choice simply means empowering parents to pick the best learning environment for their kids. So during that great introduction you gave, you mentioned a couple of those options like charter schools and private schools. Just as a general overview, it's all about making sure that those options aren't just available, but that those are realistic options for parents to choose from as well.
Well, as I also mentioned, Indiana ranks 6th in the nation in the ALEC's Education Freedom Index, which is incredible. I mean, what are we doing right, essentially, that is putting us that high on the list?
Yeah. So the biggest thing is, just over the past couple of years, really since the COVID years, we've seen a number of states make a push to make sure that state education dollars follow students, not systems.
Mm-hmm.
Historically, state taxpayer money has just gone straight to public schools and it's funded those public schools. But what if a parent picks something else, right? What if they think that private school is going to be best for their kid, or a virtual school or homeschool? And so the biggest thing that Indiana does well, and that they were actually one of the first states to do, is make sure that every single student across the entire state is able to access a program that makes sure that those dollars go with them to whatever school works best for them. And of course, that decision is made by the parents. So that's really the biggest thing. But I mean, Indiana does well in 4 out of the 5 categories. There's definitely some room for improvement in the open enrollment piece of it. But yeah, Indiana's 6th overall, mostly because of that universal aspect.
Okay, so if you're a parent listening right now who feels, overwhelmed or just really unsure about their child's school, what is the first step you'd tell them to take during National School Choice Week, which I should point out, it runs through January 31st?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, the first thing is just hop online and check out what options are available in your state. For Indiana, there's lots of really good choices.
Yeah.
There's virtual schools, homeschools, charter schools, privates, lots of different options out there. But the biggest thing is the Indiana Choice Scholarship is something that I would highlight for families who might not be aware of it. That is the program that allows those state dollars to follow the students. So if you're thinking about maybe sending them to a private school, you think that's going to work better, that Choice Scholarship Program is available. It can help you pay tuition. And the biggest thing to reiterate there, it's available to 100% of students across the state. So that's a huge help for a lot of families who might be thinking about making that move, but might need a little help getting that across the finish line.
Yeah, I always like to emphasize that as well. You just said it. This is for 100% of students, whether you're coming from a middle income family, a lower income family, an upper class, income family. This is for everyone across the board. I just really like to drive that point home. When we're kind of talking about all of these options and the Indiana Choice Scholarship, what's a good website or a resource for parents to learn more about their options?
Yeah, so there's a couple of spots. There's of course our website, alec.org. We've got a number of resources on our website, both for parents and state policymakers who might be interested in learning more about it. But there's a couple other spots. There's a great group called EdChoice. So you can always hop on edchoice.org, and they've got a really good comprehensive list of different programs and options that are available in the state as well. And then, of course, there's the Indiana Department of Education website, which will also contain a number of helpful resources for families who might be thinking about some other type of learning environment besides their traditional public school.
Man, I love all of the information and great insight this morning, Andrew. As the week progresses, we might just have to have you back on in the future.
Yeah, I'd love to be back.
And that is Andrew Handel. He's the director of the ALEC's Education and Workforce Development Task Force, joining us here on Whoa, Whoa, one more time. The website there, alec.org.